stage, Vernon Payne. Give it up for Kevin, guys. Give it up for Kevin. Nice. How you guys doing? You guys enjoying it? Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I in the fall of 2008, I started to do stand-up comedy in Albany, New York. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Albany, New York before, but it fucking sucks. All right? It sucks. Like it has the, you've been there, like it has the look of Flint, Michigan, and the alcoholism of Staten Island. It's just not a good place to be, you know? It's like if you like the winter and subtle racism, this is the vacation destination for you, you know? It's weird, like, you know, growing up, like, I grew up in New York City, and I never really encountered racism in New York. You know what I mean? It's been around me. Like, I watch it on TV like white people do. You know what I mean? It's like I'm going to my mom's like, man, us Negroes are having a hard time, aren't we? You know what I mean? And like, you know, like my family pretty much made sure that they kind of sheltered me from all of that stuff that they grew up with, you know? So, like, you know, it's all right. Like, I've been beat up by black and white kids just like Martin would have wanted. You know what I mean? It's the beat down of justice. But, like, you know, like, Albany is really the place where, like, I've, like, really felt racism. You know, I can count on my hands, like, how many times I've been called the N-word. I've had, like, women who wouldn't date me because they're scared of black penises. You know? Like, it's like my dick is gonna, like, pop on, like, gotcha, bitch. You know what I mean? And then, like, drag you to disownment. It's not gonna, you know? You know? I just imagine being, like, you know, reduced to a dick size. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is. And I remember going home. I had this cop followed me for about 10 minutes straight. And when he finally pulled me over and didn't tell me why he was pulling me over. And he's looking in my car and trying to get me to confess that I had drugs in my car. Just trying to get me to confess I had drugs in my car, and I had nothing. And he looks in my car, and he sees a little, like, he sees a baggie with, like, some white stuff in it, you know. And he's like, you know, can you get out the car? I was like, sure, whatever, you can search it. Because I know that I didn't have any drugs on me. So he sees the bag, he picks it up, and he's like, what's this? And I'm like, that is frosting from a Cinnabon that I ate earlier. If you look at me, I have love handles for a fucking reason. This is the reason why this is here. So if you can kindly put it back, I want to eat that later when I get home too. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy the amount of shit that you have to deal with as a black kid growing up. You know, anywhere from teenager to adult, it's just crazy amount of shit. You know, even with all of that said, Albany was like a decent place to learn how to be a stand-up comedian. You know, and after a while of like feeling myself, I was like, you're right. I decided to join this comedy contest at SUNY Oneonta in Oneonta, New York. And I asked on social media, like, who want to come with me? And one of my cool white lady friends, Colleen, she was like, I'll go with you. And I was like, all right, awesome. Now, I used to work with Colleen at this place called Hot Topic. You know, you guys remember Hot Topic, right? You don't remember Hot Topic? Like, Hot Topic was the place for, like, you know, where, like, depressed vampires and juggalos go to shop. That's just pretty much what that place was, you know? The Limp Bizkit King. That's where we go. And so, like, you know, I was like, all right. So this day, me and Colleen, we hop in the car and we drive. I think it's about like 5 hours away from Albany. Drive to Oneonta, and we get there. and dead at night. It's like 7, 8 or something like that. And there is no one around. It is just dead. And I see that. My black spider sense turns on. Right? Now, if you guys don't know what black spider sense is, it's pretty much like when you're, as a black person, like when you're in a known white space and there's not enough white people around for you to feel safe. Like any place in Pennsylvania, you know what I mean? Or there is just too many white people around for you to feel safe. Like at a Wu-Tang concert. You guys have no idea how crazy it is, just white kids saying the N-word to you like it's their the last like lifeline right there. Like it's fucking, you know. And so me and Colleen, we hop into school, and I see a comedian, a bunch of comedians. It's me, a few more comedians, a comedy magician, whatever. The show gets started, and we all do our thing, you know, telling the jokes. The dude's doing his comedy, you know, his comedy magic crap or whatever. And at the end of it, it all gets tallied up. And what do you know? Your boy Vernon Payne lost to a comedy magician. The most depressing shit ever, you know what I mean? Like, I can't, listen, man, you can't beat card tricks and dick jokes. That shit don't work, you know? And so I'm like, all right, cool. You know, we hop back in the car, and we just head back down to Albany with all the depression that comes with it, right? And about 30 to 40 minutes goes by, and I start to see that my car is running on E. So I'm like, all right, I got to get off. So I get off this random exit, and I'm driving to get some gas. And I see a gas station right there, and like it's dead at night, it's kind of foggy out, you know. It's like, I see this gas station, and I run up, and this gas station is closed. And I'm like, shit. Okay, well, let me keep on driving some more. And as I keep on driving, it's like, it's shit's scary, man. Like, it's really dead, like, it's foggy everywhere. It's just me, this black dude with this white woman in a random town. I'm like, yo, this is a horror movie, bro. And this is how I die a little bit, I think. Like, the only thing I need is like a ghost of an old slave and says, like, you don't need to go there, boss. Like, that's what I need, you know what I mean? So as I continue driving, out of nowhere comes a bar on my driver hand side through the fog. And I look at Kelly, and I'm like, well, I guess we gotta go in there and see what's up. So I pull over, I go in the bar, and when I walk in, there are 20 white faces staring at me. And I know I'm lost, and they for damn sure know that I'm lost. You know what I mean? Everyone's around. There's a guy playing duck hunt. I'm like, this shit ain't safe for me right now. And so I'm like, all right, hey, do you guys know where there is a gas station? And one guy pops up. Actually, before that, I was thinking that, like, in this type of situation, there is kind of one brave racist soul, you know, in the situation. It's like, well, you're mighty lost, boy, right? You know? Now, like I said before, I've been called the N-word before. I have never been called boy, but seeing how I was outnumbered, boy's okay. I'm okay with that one. You know what I mean? I'll take the L on that one right there. You know, where you from, boy? Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, so what do you want? You know what I mean? So, like, you know, I was like, hey, do you guys know where's the gas station? A guy popped up. He was like, hey, yes, there's a gas station down the road. So I hop back in the car. Colleen's like, oh, good, you're safe. So, like, we hop back in the car, and I go back down to that gas station. And what do you know? That gas station is closed as well. And I'm just like, shit, I ain't got no gas left. So I turn around, and coming right back up. And luckily enough, that bar was closing. So everyone is outside of the bar. And that same guy who was like, hey, you know, the gas station down there, he's like, hey, listen, I live across the street. I have some gas I can give you. And I was like, oh, no, this is how I die. Exactly, you know. The old, like, I got gas across the street trick. You know what I mean? That's what you do. So I hop in the car and I tell Colleen this. And she was like, oh, okay, this is going to be a weird one. So we go to the dude's house. And he goes inside, and I am in the car with Colleen. And I tell Colleen, this is kind of a weird experience, but if anything happens, check it out. In the passenger side door, there is a hunter's knife. You can grab the hunter's knife. So she's like, all right. So she reaches inside the passenger side door to get the knife. And she pulls out a butter knife. She pulls out a butter knife. And, like, you can't do anything with a butter knife. And, like, Colleen is not fucking Jason Bourne. That shit ain't happening right there, right? But as she holds it, I'm trying to figure out, like, why is there a butter knife in my car? And I realized that, like, at least 3 days before, I used that butter knife to spread frosting on my toaster strudel. Because I'm a gentleman. You know what I mean? That's what I do. Most people, they take the bite of the thing and spread it on. No, I spread that shit around because I'm a classy motherfucker. That's how I do it there. So I was like, well, if you got this butter knife, you better butter knife his motherfucking ass, I guess, So in the glove compartment, there is a pair of brass knuckles that I have in there. I take that out, put it in my back pocket because I'm ready for anything, just not at that moment, right? And I hop out the car, and the guy comes out, and I got my hand in my back pocket just in case, and he's giving me gas, and we're having a good conversation there. And he shakes my hand, I say thank you, and then I go. And I'm thinking to myself, that is a nice thing for a stranger to do for another stranger. That shit's amazing, And the fucked up part about it is that, like, I had to be fearful of what would happen as a black dude in a random town with a white woman. Because not just now, but, like, in history, that shit doesn't lean itself to the two just hanging out. Whether you're friends or whether you're dating, if you're lost somewhere where you, quote-unquote, shouldn't be, things get a little bit weird. And it's the first time, like, I really had to, like, think about what it would be like if I were, like, one of my ancestors, It's fucked up. I shouldn't have to think about shit like that. The second part, to me, that's kind of fucked up is, at least to me, is that, like, I judged this guy based off my own preconceived notions. And I don't like that about myself. I think we all kind of do that a little bit, Judge everyone off of our own preconceived notions. And I feel like if I'm going to inhabit the ideas of the civil rights movement, I have to live that shit fully. I have to believe in it. Even though I might be right. You know what I mean? I always keep that in the back of my fucking head. But I always have to. It's messed up. But it was a pretty cool thing for a guy to do. So I hop back in the car, and I take Colleen home. And then I drive myself home. And when I get home, I went back upstairs, and I put the real knife inside the fucking car. Because, like, in the words of our former president, George Bush, fool me once, shame on me. You fool me, can't get fooled again. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it.